male for 2017 December and into 2018 January, February, March. Could middle of March-ish. So, the first card I get, I'm going to get right into it here. The first card I get for what's going on with the Gemini females is release. So there may be a situation here where they are in the midst of releasing some things that needed to go, getting rid of, and I feel like it's on the tail end here. By the time they get a hold of this reading, that they're releasing. It's it's going. So the next card I get is play. So on the tails of this release, whatever it is that they let go of, whether it was work, relationship, or friendships, that kind of thing, they have a sense of I feel like a bounce back, like a sense of play. There really was something that was holding them back. They got rid of it, and now their buoyancy is right up there. They're right on top, floating where they need to be, because they've gotten rid of whatever stagnation that was in their lives. So that has revived them into this sense of play moving forward. The next card we get is plenty. So I feel like there's plenty of options here for them to, I feel like they're being stimulated in ways that they haven't for a while, or they've repressed themselves from. So there's a sense of play, and then there's plenty coming from that. And that may be just options, opportunities, social. I feel like this is socially based. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities opening up socially, because this person might have been on lockdown before and they just didn't go out as much or do as many things, or maybe they're, more active now than they were before. The next card I get is cycles. So we have to watch here, because on the heels of release, we have the cycle card. So that means you got rid of something out of your life. We have to be aware that this is a cycle that has happened for you. So we don't want to introduce something that is similar in that way as to what we got rid of. So we want to make sure that we're aware of that. And I feel like that's very individualized card here from amongst the rest of the reading. So I'll continue. The next card we get is creation. Now, creation amongst play and plenty. So there may be a creative process that's coming across here. We may have people who are diving into creative abilities that they have not had before. And I also get a sense too, the sense of focus. Their focus is in a place where it has never been before. So that, along the creation process adds to going forward. I mean, it embellishes. There was a heavy, not a heavy, but definitely a release here that's brought upon a blossoming of a lot of things, and creation being one of them. We end up at beauty. So there's this sense here that these Gemini females are feeling more lively, more vibrant, more effective as themselves, right? And beauty is part of that. Feeling like I'm standing proud and standing firm, and so as I look, on the one side we have release, cycles, and beauty. So be careful that we don't get stuck in an ego situation here where we go backwards with some of our lessons. I feel like we've released something, we've learned something from there, so we really have to take that forward and be aware that we take that forward. I think that's the process. And then on the other side, we have plenty, creation, and beauty. So there's a sense here of really being like a socialite and going out amongst people and men and women, and just being a lot of what you are. And I think the abilities there, I think you're really in the zone where you need to be. I think you need to lighten. I think you have needed to lighten up, and you're lightening up, and that's what's happening. So you're just going with that flow, and it's creating a sense of vibrancy in you that is bringing out abilities that you just kind of were latent. That's the thing. Or you just had no ambition to do these things, whereas now you feel more inspired to do them. So that's the feeling I'm getting here. Now, I put down 3 cards to kind of accentuate a situation. The first card I get is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is really about moving in a new direction, and it could be involved with career, it could be involved with finances, anything of monetary value, really. So we could have a situation where we're moving into something different physically, moving, making a move and a change and a switch. Usually this card doesn't mean that, but I'm getting the sense of that. Physical things moving and shaking, if jobs, directions in jobs, things within the job that are changing, that kind of thing. Maybe not change as much as reviving or being in the process of revision. So in a good way, though, in a very good way. The next card I get is the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups is kind of an innocent feel to it, and also like a jovial happiness, It also is a symbol of looking to the past. So if we look at the Ace of Pentacles, we need to look at how we were working in the past with the monetary things. And now we have this fresh energy that's kind of sweeping over everything for these females. We have to look at that as we move forward. Now, the next card I get is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is about stability and creating stable, connections. And usually, like we've got the ace across from here, so that really gives me a foundation of monetary value. So if we're looking at Four of Wands, there's a connection to things of value, right? There's a connection to things of value. Where was I in the past and where am I going in the future? And though the Four of Wands bones good stability, there's an innocence here amongst that. It's kind of hard to explain. Is it really a mixed bag? So we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is new beginnings, having to do with finances, things that create money, bring you money, that kind of thing. So new beginnings in that way. So maybe new job opportunities, maybe not so much opportunities as changes within your job, and refreshment in that way. And then Six of Cups kind of accentuates the sense of innocence here. And we may have something that brings about a more of a happy atmosphere at work. And then the Four of Wands is really about making solid connections and dedication to the job. And I feel like it's a job more here than anything else. We're looking at changes within the job and kind of enlightening changes, happy changes, and light feeling like, like the boss has come in and he's got a plan to kind of get the spirit going at work, and he's going to implement that. Kind of like that kind of a feel is what I'm getting. So I pull Surrender card and a Fortune card. And the Surrender card is usually something either you're blocked with or you need to let go. So the card that I got for the Gemini females is Surrender Your Fear of Change. It says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith and all is well. So, yeah. It's kind of, but I'm getting something changing in your work sector. Stability is nailed on. There's something changing in that way. So you just have to be have faith in the process and the change and all of that. So you have to really let go of the fear of change, because that's what's happening around you. And I think you're swept up in it. It's just, don't have anxiety about it. Don't carry that anxiety forward. I think that's where we're coming from. So we're carrying a bit of anxiety here because everything's up in upheaval or in the process of, or you're being warned, yeah, this is going to change. So don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all happy. It's good vibes. And not only that, it'll bring out the child, within you, and not in a bad way, in a good, innocent, fresh way. Like, oh, this is going to make things fun and happy. That kind of thing. And then the Fortune card that you get is the Snake. And the snake, it sounds bad, but it's actually not too bad. It says your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. So For the most part, these Gemini females are really on a path of change. They're in that change. They made a change. They got rid of some things that didn't work. So they're going with that flow in a sense. So they just have to be careful along the way. I feel like they're getting swept up in this new energy coming, because it's like we let go of that and woohoo. So we have to not be blinded to things around us, because there might be some things coming at us in a way that aren't quite all on the up and up. We'll put it that way. So people that can take advantage of you, beware of that, because there might be an opportunity there where they do. And if you're kind of floating in la la land, you got to get down to earth and realize that you got to keep your eyes open. Be aware, you know, get your head in the game, because there's things that could trip you up here. And I think for the most part you're aware, but just don't let your defenses down is really what I'm getting. So that is for the Gemini females for 2017 December into January, February, March of 2018. So hopefully that helps illuminate something or clears some things up. Pretty basic, kind of you know, all over the place in the tarot card area, but it seems like your stability is being going in a new direction. So you just need to embrace that with the innocence that you feel naturally coming, erupting from within. And I think you'll be okay. I think you just need to do that, and also keep your eyes aware for any areas where people can infiltrate you in a bad way. So take care, have fun, and Merry Christmas to those who celebrate, and be kind.